Joining me now to make his case, Wedbush Securities Managing Director Dan Ives. Just like, you know, we talk about these big pay packages, it's like $1 billion, and it really is that. But to the point, if robo-taxi is the next big thing, do you think that this is the man who can lead Tesla to the future? And does robo-taxi, is that the thing that's going to make Tesla regain its $1 trillion market cap?
Musk is Tesla, Tesla is Musk. And I think ultimately, right now, Tesla is the most undervalued AI play in the market. I mean, I believe the AI component of Tesla could be worth $1 to $2 trillion alone. And this, in my view, this is really the beginning of what is going to be just a massive stage of growth for Musk and Tesla. August 8th, in my opinion, will be a historical day for Tesla.
Okay, they unveil it August 8th. Any idea when production starts, when we would actually see robo-taxis on the road?
Look, I think over the next 18 months, I mean, this is something, we're not talking 3-4 years away. I think this is the start of what's going to be not just robo-taxis, but when you talk about full self-driving and autonomous, Tesla is an autonomous AI company. It does disruptive tech. And I think we will be looking at ultimately a stock that could potentially double over the next 12, 18 months.
We have a headline today from CNBC.com's Laura Kadalodny. According to internal memos, Tesla's workforce has shrunk by 14% since Elon Musk announced layoffs back in April. In December, Tesla employed a little more than 140,000 people worldwide. Today, it's 121,000. What do the layoffs mean to you in terms of resources aimed at growth and cost efficiency?
Yeah, well, they've had to rip the Band-Aid off because we've seen softer demand globally, especially in China. That's the hearts and lungs of the Tesla story. But I think they have been proactive. And even though we're not expecting fireworks for the June quarter, this will pay dividends. It's what Musk and Tesla have needed to do. An adult needed to be in the room, and Musk stepped up. And I believe right now, when we look at the Tesla story, they've gone through some Category 5 hurricane. But I think on the other side of this now is going to be that Cinderella story will return to Tesla, and I think AI is going to be the key.
You know, there was a lot of hype over Cybertruck when the launch happened, when it rolled out off of the production floor. Do you think expectations and the hype around Tesla itself make the rollout of robo-taxi problematic?
I think you're going to have a brighter spotlight like we see with Musk and Tesla. But from a core technology perspective, I believe this is really going to be the start of what's going to be a renaissance of growth for Tesla, not just on autonomous, but even on a demand perspective.
Meanwhile, you've got like Ferrari moving into the EV space. The company's offering a posh new electric vehicle sports car that comes at a price tag of, I'm going to choke on this too, $500,000, set to be released next year. CNBC's Robert Frank sat down with Ferrari CEO Benedetto Vigna and says, well, here's what he said about the car and the demand for EVs.
You know, the final judge will be the client, but I can tell you that several people, more people start to try our electric Ferrari, and they have a good feeling. I believe that in the future, we will have clients that today are buying our cars, that they will switch to electric.
Will they?
I think they will. And I think what this does, when you have a brand like Ferrari making a bet like this, it shows where the world's heading. And I think they're hedging their bets. In my opinion, Ferrari, it's the gold standard. And this is an important, something that a few years ago, never thought that you'd see this headline.
All right, this is the part of the video where I'm going to break down the stocks that were mentioned in the CNBC clip. Today was all about Tesla, and then they mentioned Ferrari at the end that's going to be switching over to electric vehicles. So we'll briefly break down both of those stocks. If this is your first video, the blue line is the 45-day moving average and the green line is the 200-day moving average. This red trend line is the main resistance for Tesla stock. Every single time it's touched it in the last several years, it's sold off briefly after. Right now, we're kind of in the middle. We're holding that 45-day moving average. You can argue we have an ascending trend line here, which is working in our favor. We've had an insane amount of chop sideways for the last 3 or 4 months, guys. Tesla stock does not normally move like this. You can see we're either going straight up or straight down, straight up, straight down. This stock has been going completely sideways. So for the bullish case, we need to hold this 45-day moving average and this ascending trend line and start breaking towards 195. We had it as a support here, arguably made it a resistance here and a resistance here. So we need to break back above that and make that resistance a support again. Also the same thing here with 212. It was a support several times until we broke through it. So now it's going to be a resistance on the way back up. But then you'll have the 200-day moving average also coming down and that several year red trend line. So we have a lot of resistance above to start breaking through if Tesla's going to start going up. For the bearish case, if it breaks this 45-day moving average, you're going to look at the ascending trend line. If it can't hold this trend line anymore and starts closing days below it, it will most likely be a free fall, something like this. It will be very vicious down to this ascending trend line. And if we can't hold this one, guys, look out below. It will be very bad. So Tesla is kind of in a make or break point. It's in the middle. With this many sideways consolidation days, there's a lot of people that are going long and a lot of people going short. So a big move is bound to happen one way or the other. Now if we want to look at Ferrari, I didn't even know Ferrari had a stock, if I'm being honest. The stock is trading at 420. Let's go. Okay, not to mention this is a fantastic looking chart. They're holding this move perfectly. You can see they're obviously rejecting going lower. They're getting bought up every time they get near 400. Let's back up just a little bit. Oh my gosh, guys. Ferrari might be one of the better stocks in the stock market. Nobody's even talking about this. Continuously going up. Looks like it came out in 2016 and just has gone up ever since then. This stock is on a crazy run. For the bullish case, we need to hold this 45-day moving average, then break 420, then 430, 440. We really need to break these highs and ideally hold them, kind of make a cup and handle, or just a clean breakout. For the bearish case, we need to start rejecting this 45-day moving average, get under 400. That was when it will start having a little bit of a free fall, back down to the 380, maybe this high, right where it also meets the 200-day moving average. So those are just my thoughts and a couple stocks to keep an eye on. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the breakdown. Smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.